Hi, my name is Wendy Hayden and I'm with Natural Constipation Solutions, and I'm the author of a bunch of books about constipation relief. So today we're going to talk about some home remedies that can help you to quickly and effectively eliminate your constipation and have a bowel movement. So one of the first things that works really well and is very effective and that you can get just about anywhere is magnesium. So these are a couple of options. Milk of magnesia has been used for a really long time, super common. You can get it at just about any drugstore, grocery store, or wherever. You want to look for one that does not have bleach in it. So you want one that just has the ingredient of magnesium oxide, and the inactive ingredient is water. There are some other ones out there, including some name brand ones, that have a bleaching agent in it. Milk of magnesia is not necessarily great for long-term use because it works as an antacid and it's going to reduce your stomach acid. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause problems if you use it long-term, like reflux, GERD. It's going to make it harder to digest food. It makes it harder for you to fight off parasites and bad bacteria because that level of stomach acidity is really important. We need a lot of stomach acid to be able to protect our immune systems and protect us from all those things. So this is fine for emergency use or an occasional use, not necessarily my first choice for long-term use or longer-term use if this is something where you're going to need to be doing it for more than a week. So Natural Con Magnesium, I love this product. It is a magnesium citrate. It is activated and becomes a magnesium citrate when you add hot water. You can also get it in gummies. So if you're having a child with constipation, this is pretty tasty. This version of it tastes like lemonade. They have a raspberry lemon flavor. There's orange flavor, all sorts of different flavors depending on what your child likes. And they do have gummies. Now I've heard that the gummies take more to reach bowel tolerance than does the powder. So bowel tolerance is super important, and pretty much with everything that we're going to talk about today, what you're looking for is to reach bowel tolerance with it. So you have to take enough, whether it's the magnesium or anything else we talked today, to have it so your body's like, I've got enough now, I'm going to let the extra go and loose stools. So these are osmotic laxatives, and what that means is they're bringing in a lot of water into the stool. And when you get to the point where there's enough water in that stool and it gets really soft and really easy to pass, then you have a bowel movement. So that's kind of how those work and why magnesium is super effective. Another osmotic that is also super effective is vitamin C. And vitamin C works kind of the same way. There's a little bit, sometimes with vitamin C you can get acidic stools, so you have to be kind of careful with it. A buffered vitamin C, like sea salts, I'll have links down below of some of the ones that are really good and effective and don't cause the same kinds of problems. So the buffered vitamin C or sea salts also have magnesium in them, and that makes it a little more balanced and a little bit easier on your stomach. So something to look for, but you're going to do the same thing, dosing to bowel tolerance. Now, if you're having some motility issues or you're having a hard time pushing out the stool, like you can feel it's there and it's just not coming out, a stimulant laxative might be what you need to use. Now, stimulant laxatives do cause dependence. So this is not something that you want to use long term unless you're working with a doctor who is okay with this and feels that whatever situation you're in needs to have a stimulant laxative. But Senna is a stimulant laxative. So you might have heard of X-Lax, the little chocolate squares that are a laxative. They contain Senna. Now, Smooth Move Tea is another brand of Senna, or another product of Senna. So this is a tea. You steep it like a regular tea. It's pretty tasty. You can get it with different flavors. This one has peppermint, which is going to help with, if you've got a lot of gas and uncomfortable feelings in your stomach, then peppermint is very soothing and really good for your digestive tract, right? If you've got problems like that. So this is very effective, but it may cause cramping, because Senna does cause cramping. So you want to be careful with that with Senna, especially if you're giving it to a child, that it can cause cramping. But what the cramping is from is the Senna has these senosides in it, and they cause little tiny contractions inside your intestines, and it pushes that stool down and through and makes it easier to pass. So it does not work the same way as we talked about with the magnesium or the vitamin C, which are both osmotics. This instead is a stimulant laxative, not an osmotic, and it causes contractions. So they work in different ways. You can potentially use both of them together if you're having a really hard time and you need to have a bowel movement and one or the other is not working on their own. Now, another really awesome tool to add to your toolkit for constipation relief is coconut oil. Olive oil, flaxseed oil work as well. I have a video on, I call it my poop candy, and it is super effective for constipation relief, very well accepted by children. And so I'll link to that. But the gist with coconut oil or any oil is when you eat it, it's going to go down inside your intestines and it's going to coat that hard stool that's been kind of stuck up inside you or in your child, and it's going to lubricate it and it's going to make it easier to pass. It works in some other ways too, but for this video, the gist of it is that. So it's very effective. It boosts your metabolism as well. The coconut oil does. It's got medium chain fatty acids, and they just boost your metabolism, and that helps to move the stool through quicker as well. So coconut oil, super effective. It's easy. You can eat it by the spoonful. You can make my poop candy recipe if that's something that you're interested in trying. So these are all very effective. They work in different ways and can be used in combination with each other, but they're a great way to be able to have a bowel movement at home without having to go into the doctor and ask for laxatives. And the reason why I'm recommending these things instead of doing a laxative like a polyethylene glycol Miralax type laxative is that those are not recommended for children under 17. It's not approved for use for more than 7 days. And 8 batches were tested of it, and all 8 batches had ethylene glycol that were found in it, and that is an ingredient in antifreeze that is a toxic ingredient. So I do not recommend that. My son had serious side effects from it, and it is not something that I would recommend for a home remedy for chronic constipation or even constipation, just occasional constipation. I have a free resource for you if you are interested. I've got a couple of workbooks that you can sign up for on my website, naturalconstipationsolutions.com/workbooks. And you can get these free workbooks, download them, and they'll help you with tracking what you're dosing and how it's impacting your bowel movements for you or for your child. I have 2 different versions of the workbook that are free, and you can get them, and you can track how much magnesium is taking, how much vitamin C is taking, how much coconut oil, and how this is working for you so that you can kind of figure out what that bowel tolerance is. And I'm also going to link to that video, so you'll see that pop up, and you can watch that video if you want more information on how to reach bowel tolerance. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll talk to you again soon.